Hello and welcome to another review. Before we begin, I want to mention a small change in my review setup. I'm scrapping the scores. After thinking about the review scoring systems and how pointlessly arbitrary they are, I've decided just to not use one in the future. Today, I'm taking a look at Orcs Must Die 2, a game by Robot Entertainment and sequel to the first Orcs Must Die game. Let me start off by saying that it is a good sequel. It does everything that the first game did, but more. More enemy types, more traps, more weapons, more stages, even more players with the new two-player co-op mode. Really, the co-op is the biggest and most important addition to the game, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. But it also leads to my only complaints, really. It's clear that they designed the game with co-op in mind. The inter-character banter at the start of each map, although entertaining, happens whether both characters are there or not, which bugs me. Also, the maps are designed with two distinct sides or lanes. Even though the game staggers the enemy waves when you're playing single player, so the maps are quite doable, many of them are significantly easier in co-op mode, especially the later levels. Another thing, though it's not really a complaint, more a missed opportunity, is the War Mage and the Sorceress mostly share the same traps and weapons. He is supposed to be more of a in-close high-damage fighter, and she's supposed to be more of a long-range sniper mind control specialist. And you get that with the initial weapons, but that's it. Even though they start with different traps, she starts with acid and he starts with arrows, they fill the exact same role, so it doesn't really matter. I just think it's a missed opportunity. They could have really made them more unique. That said, the traps themselves are a lot of fun, and the way they interact with each other is endlessly entertaining. There's just something satisfying about launching an orc in the air, smacking them back to the ground with a pounder trap, launching them into acid, and all the other crazy stuff you can come up with. You really get the feeling that there is no one must-have trap. For example, I favored Ceiling Pounder's acid and lift traps, and the friend that I played with used primarily brimstone traps and grinders. Both of these were very effective, but they had their own little weaknesses, which was kind of neat to see. The game's visual aesthetic is solid. Everything is well animated and has plenty of personality. They also read clearly, which can be a problem when you have so many targets on the screen as this game can have. But you can always tell the monsters apart at a glance and pick out your priority targets. Except for the kobolds, but they are meant to be overlooked. So they're doing their job anyway. The new monster types also help spice things up. It's much harder to make a kills-everything trap combination. No matter how good you think it is, odds are something will be able to break through. You have to watch your map for leaks and reinforce as necessary. It makes the game really hectic feeling, but in a good way. They also include flyers, which help spice things up, since you have to, well, look up to find them. You'd be surprised how often people don't look up. They also included some monsters like the Hunters that will seek you out and attack the player directly, rather than following any predefined paths. These things will leap right over barricades and just hunt you down. Each map starts with a planning phase. You select your traps, you can check to see what creatures are coming in the map. There will be these little blue wisps that will show you the path that the creatures will be following. Unfortunately, they don't indicate which monsters will be coming on the wave, just where they're going to be going. And they only indicate the next wave. Since you only get 2 or 3 real breaks or pauses in a given stage, you usually only have about 20 seconds to figure out where the next wave's coming from. That's not really enough time given the information that they give you. I really wish that they could have found a way to give you more clear indication of where the monsters are coming from and what you're going to have to deal with. As it is, you end up having to replay the same stages a few times before you can really do them correctly, and that's a little bit irritating. The game has tons of unlockables if you're into that sort of thing. You've got all the traps you can purchase, you've got upgrades for the traps, you've got skins, you've got trinkets, you've got spells, there's loads of stuff. You unlock them by just playing the game. You earn bonus skulls even for completing maps you have already finished, so you're never not earning anything. They also have Nightmare mode, which is apparently really hard. I have not tried it. There's also an Endless Survival mode, where you try to last as long as possible. And there's rewards if you can go 40 waves on some of the maps, that sort of thing. Really nice. If you own a copy of the first Orcs Must Die, they include 10 levels from the first game that you can play co-op, which is a nice little bonus. Overall, I found Orcs Must Die 2 quite enjoyable. You get quite a bit for $15. You get the co-op, you get plenty of stages. It took me about 10 hours to finish the entire campaign, and I didn't do a lot of the side stuff, and I didn't even touch the hard modes. At that price, why not? I say, give it a try, if it piques your curiosity. Well, that wraps up another review. First one in quite a while, so I'm a little rusty. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.